covering news where you live. This is 5 News at 5.
We're going to start with Hurricane Hilary, the storm growing rapidly to Category 4 off Mexico's Pacific coast. It's expected to track across South California, cities like LA that rarely see these types of tropical systems. Right now, it's expected to first approach Mexico's Baja California Peninsula on Saturday night, probably reaching Southern California on Sunday as a tropical storm. Now, the National Weather Service says last time that happened in Southern California was in 1939. Thanks for joining us for your 5 News at 5. I'm Darren Bob. Matt's here to talk about the track of this thing. It's going to run into some drier air and a lot cooler water as well.
Yeah, hurricanes love to be in warm bath water. That's why you talk about hurricanes in the Gulf Coast and the Atlantic Coast. We don't hear about them very much in California. Well, it's too cold. But this one's going to try to plow through it as much as possible. It's going to weaken. I want to show you some of the latest details with Hurricane Hilary. 130-mile-per-hour winds there on the southwest coast of Mexico. It's probably going to stay a Category 4 here for the next several hours, but tomorrow downgrading to a Category 3, eventually Category 2, 1, and then before it gets to Southern California, it's likely to be a tropical storm. Mainly 2 reasons why. You've got the cooler waters. I've got the surface temperatures mapped out here. The reds show you temperatures where we're at least at 80 degrees. You need at least 80-degree water to sustain a hurricane. Once you get into the 70s, so these oranges, you start weakening it. Once you get to the yellows, guys, we're back down in the 60s. The water is very cold outside of LA. If you've been to the beach there, Huntington Beach or Venice Beach, it's chilly. It's nothing like headed to Gulf Shores, that's for sure. But the storm will continue to weaken on its northerly path, but it's very rare to even have a track going towards California and Nevada. So coming up, we'll talk a little bit more on the timing of when it's likely to reach LA, but then we're going to also talk about our rain chances. Will we be able to pull some of this moisture here at home? We'll talk about that here in a bit.
My team is closely monitoring Hurricane Hilary, which has the potential to bring significant rain and flooding to Southern California. FEMA has prepositioned personnel and supplies in the region, and they're ready to respond as needed. I urge everyone in the path of this storm to take precautions and listen to the guidance from state and local officials.
President talking about the hurricane. It's expected to make landfall, as Matt said, off Mexico's Pacific coast and track to Southern California, where storms like this are very rare. So rare, it's the first time the U.S. National Hurricane Center has issued a tropical storm watch in Southern California. Bradley Halbleib with our CBS affiliate in San Diego has been on the ground there now, checking in with emergency managers. He has this look at how they're using what they learned from this past winter's atmospheric rivers to get ready for whatever Hurricane Hilary brings to Southern California.
Crews at Southern California beaches are bracing for impact as Hurricane Hilary heads north, bringing heavy rain, strong winds, and high surf.
We are getting ready now, ahead of this event as it makes landfall, to make sure that we are prepared to keep Californians safe.
Here in Sacramento, Cal OES is working closely with Southern California agencies to determine what resources to deploy and where. But before they can do that, they're tracking the storm and waiting to see where it lands.
Throughout the next few days, over the weekend, we will adjust our responses accordingly.
Local emergencies are the first line of defense, but in case the weather takes a turn for the worst, Cal OES says they're prepared to send personnel for search and rescue, swift water rescue teams, fire engines, and bulldozers and tractors.
We're not sure what is going to happen. We're taking proactive steps now to be prepared.
Meanwhile, the U.S. Coast Guard is bolstering resources from across the state and ready to respond by the sea and air. Debris flow from burn scars are a concern, so along with ocean rescues, they'll be keeping a close eye on inland waterways and channels, which is why staying up to date on emergency alerts and avoiding a rescue is critical.
During a time like this, our search and rescue capabilities will degrade as the storm worsens.
Although hurricanes are not the norm for California, lessons were definitely learned following a wet winter that brought several atmospheric rivers
That can be transferred to other types of events, such as what potentially could be a hurricane making landfall in California.
We'll, of course, continue tracking updates on Hilary's track this weekend. The weather team will keep you up to date with the latest on our free 5 News smartphone app.